What's up, Taiwan? I'm Erika Liu with news from here in Taiwan and around the world. Taiwan's newly installed President Ching-te is in the southern city of Tainan for the customary inauguration dinner. Guests include Lai's wife, his vice president Bi-khim Hsiao, and dignitaries from around the world. The evening also features a variety of local musical performers. It's the first time an inaugural dinner has been held in Tainan. In his inauguration speech on Monday, Ching-te called on China to stop its military intimidation of the country. Rick Lauert brings us this report.
Pomp, pageantry and national pride as Taiwan inaugurates its fifth directly elected president. 64-year-old Ching-te of the Democratic Progressive Party, or the DPP, is making history. It's the first time any one party will hold the presidential office for 3 terms in a row since direct elections began.
此时此刻，我们不只是见证新政府的开始，也是再一次迎接得来不易的民主胜利。
Lai, who is also the preceding vice president, will govern with Bi-khim Hsiao as his VP. She's a former envoy to the US. Lai has big shoes to fill, taking over from widely popular Tsai Ing-wen, known for standing up to neighbouring China, which claims sovereignty over Taiwan and has become increasingly belligerent over Tsai's 8-year administration.
我也要呼吁中国，停止对台湾文攻武吓，一起和台湾承担全球的责任，致力于维持台海及区域的和平稳定。
China has made its displeasure over a third DPP presidency known, labelling Lai a dangerous separatist. From this presidential office, Lai, like his predecessor, will have to balance defending Taiwan's sovereignty without overly antagonizing China. But he's facing a very different domestic political situation. While his party won the presidency in elections earlier this year, they lost control of the legislature. That's now in the hands of 2 opposition groups which disagree with Lai's stance on China, and he may now struggle to pass the bills he needs to make good on his national defence promises, particularly purchasing weapons from the US and funding domestic defence projects to keep China at bay. Outside his new office, a vibrant signal of this new president's values. Performances of Taiwan's unique culture watched by dignitaries from overseas. An optimistic vision of the Taiwan he hopes to foster during his 4-year term, but one that will require grit and determination under difficult local and global political conditions. Alex Chen and Rick Lauert for TaiwanPlus.
Beijing has called Taiwanese independence a dead end after Taiwan's new president took office.
我要强调的是，台独是死路一条。 不管打着什么幌子、什么旗号，推行台独分裂，都注定失败。
China's foreign ministry made the statement after President Ching-te's inauguration on Monday. Beijing views Lai as a separatist who risks war between China and Taiwan. But Lai has moderated his earlier expressions of support for formal independence for Taiwan and now emphasizes the country's status quo. In his inauguration speech, Lai called on China to stop its military and political intimidation of Taiwan. He said Beijing's threats should be taken seriously, and Taiwan needs to be ready to defend itself. Taiwan's new president has his work cut out for him in tackling issues plaguing the country's economy. Now, new polling shows many Taiwanese are worried about making enough just to keep up with inflation. Jeremy Olivier has this report.
Low wages, high inflation, astronomical housing prices. These are some of the first challenges newly inaugurated President Ching-te faces as he takes office. The gloomy economic situation has many concerned about the future.
像台北，我们要15年不吃不喝，年轻人才买得起房子。
我本身是居服员，所以我希望说可以，我们居服员的福利可以比较好一点，因为很久没有调薪水了。
就是贫富差距很明显，我可以感觉到我身边的人，或是街头的，有一些小贩，然后他们跟他们的孩子，然后就是他们过得不好，然后有钱人很有钱。
In a recent poll by an online job bank, more than half of respondents said salaries falling behind inflation was the issue they're most concerned about. Fears reflected in recent economic figures.
过去对2023年我们的平均薪资已经来到了4.5万，年增幅高达2.6，虽然是到2.6，但是同期的通膨呢却是到2.5，所以两相跟相减，你会发现实质的薪资并没有增加多少，几乎只等于0成长。
Despite a decline in public confidence in the economy and some of the highest property prices in the world, one survey found that Taiwanese people are actually more willing to spend and buy homes, though energy price hikes and other factors could raise the pressure on the public and businesses.
元旦的时候就有基本工资的调涨，好，所以对很多厂商来讲，好，它的人事成本就会增加。在4月份开始涨电价，那因为我们不管是生产还是消费都要用到电。好，所以它所产生的影响也是非常全面性的，会让我们一般的民众就感受到这个物价还是有持续上涨的压力。
Inflation may not be an issue in the medium term. As long as there are no international economic upsets, most expect that the price of goods in Taiwan will fall in the second half of this year. But many of the other underlying issues affecting Taiwan's economy will likely continue to challenge the new president over the next 4 years. Scott Huang, Reese Ayers, and Jeremy Olivier for TaiwanPlus.
With President Lai Ching-te now in office, his leadership team, the cabinet, is ready to get to work. They're selling themselves as an active and innovative team ready to lead the country. But as Tiffany Wong now reports, they face some big challenges.
Called into action. Ahead of his inauguration, new President Lai Ching-te revealed his new cabinet ministers, those who will lead major government agencies in charge of national security, economic development, and social welfare policies. Heading it all will be new Premier Zhou Rongcai, who previously served as chair of the Democratic Progressive Party.
我也会要求所有的内阁团队成员对自己的业务、自己的政策要充满了信心，对于国人的需求，对于国会的监督，要诚恳、积极的沟通。
Ahead of their start in office, Lai also urged the new cabinet to gain public trust. With Lai only elected on 40% of the vote, he wants to signal his government will listen to a diverse set of voices. But many of the key positions, those relating to national security, are holdovers from outgoing President Tsai Ing-wen's cabinet, signaling continuity between the two administrations. Still, one minister stands out.
Minister of Defense is probably the most notable, shifting more towards having a true civilian control of the military that could actually result in some policy changes.
That's Wellington Gu, previous national security chief, and the first defense minister without the rank of general in over a decade. He'll direct the country's military in the face of growing pressure from China, which claims sovereignty over self-ruled Taiwan and has threatened to take it by force at any sign of independence. But the new cabinet must also tackle tough internal issues, including the phase-out of nuclear power, a policy carried over from Tsai's administration.
像绿能产业的部分，它仍然没有办法让台湾有很稳定的能源来源。特别是在面临两岸情势紧张的情况下，绿能的来源到底足不足够支应我们半导体产业的需要。
Tasked with addressing these issues are some unexpected faces, experts in their fields but new to politics. This includes the ministers in charge of the environment, the economy, and digital affairs.
The technocrats is trained very differently from people in the industry, and there are different working culture, different working pace. And so to what extent industry people and bureaucrats can work collaboratively and successfully, I think that's a place I will watch.
Another area Lai's cabinet is sure to come under scrutiny over is gender equality. Political watchdogs say women face a higher barrier of entry in politics, something Lai promised to remedy during his campaign, promising that a third of cabinet members would be women. But he fell short of that promise. Of about 30 leadership-level ministry positions, only a fifth are filled by women.
In the legislative yuan, Taiwan has already had more than 40% of its legislators in the parliament being females, which means that there are more than enough capable females in the society ready to fill those positions. Having more diverse voice research has shown that would directly have positive impact on governance outcomes.
With immediate challenges to face at home and abroad, Lai's cabinet will need to use all its available expertise and experience if it's to succeed in the next 4 years. Andy Xue, Irene Lin, and Tiffany Wong for TaiwanPlus.
The opposition Kuomintang has responded to President Lai Ching-te's inauguration with well wishes and a great deal of criticism. At a press conference, party chair Eric Chu criticized Lai's claim to a mandate, saying he won only 40% of the vote in January's presidential election and doesn't command a majority in the legislature. Chu also criticized Lai's China policy, but Chu reserved his greatest criticism for domestic problems he says Lai and his party failed to resolve over 8 years in power.
我要提醒赖清德总统一句话，不要忘了，台湾贫富差距越来越大，富者越富，贫者越贫。同时，能源缺电的议题，以及我们碰到的所有经济的困境、社会的不公不义，是民进党8年，您担任行政院长，您担任副总统所留下来的坑。 留下来的坑，留下来的问题，然后你现在告诉我们你要解决，可是也没有答案。
American tech giant AMD may soon set up a research and development center in Taiwan. AMD has applied for a government R&D program designed to attract foreign tech companies to Taiwan. AMD's investment and government subsidy amounts are under review. Its application comes after its competitor NVIDIA announced plans to set up an R&D center in Taiwan last month. Taiwanese Olympic judoka Yang Yongwei had to settle for silver at the 2024 World Judo Championships in Abu Dhabi. Yang made it to the final of the men's 60-kilogram category before losing to Georgi Sardalashvili of Georgia, but the result is still Taiwan's best ever performance at the competition. The World Judo Championships is the final Olympic qualifier before the Paris Games in August. Yang's silver medal makes him 1,400 points, which guarantees him the top seed in his Olympic category. May 20 in Taiwan is a popular day for couples to tie the knot, as the date sounds like I love you in Mandarin. And to mark the day this year, a household registration office has been offering newlyweds an interesting ride. Our reporter Sandy Chi has the story.
By ox and cart, this couple is touring the streets of southern Taiwan. But this is no tourist event. It's marking a special day, the day they officially become husband and wife. May 20th is a popular date for people to get married in Taiwan, as 520 sounds similar to I love you in Mandarin. To add a special touch to the day, a household registration office in Pingdong, for the first time, offered newlyweds a ride on their carriage. Some couples even booked their wedding there almost 3 months ago to take advantage.
那希望借由这个热闹的音乐跟复古的情怀，那提供这样子一个搭乘牛车体验这个复古婚礼的活动，那新人呢也留下一个甜蜜的回忆。
A staple feature of early agricultural societies, ox carts used to be essential for farming households and were often included as part of a dowry. So by marking Taiwan's I Love You Day with a touch from the past, these officials aim to get these couples ready for the long haul of their new lives together. Isan Chen and Zani Chi for TaiwanPlus.
Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. You can visit the TaiwanPlus website or follow our social media for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. Finally, we've got more highlights for you from Taiwan's presidential inauguration. I'm Erika Liu. Take care and see you next time.
Thank you for watching TaiwanPlus. Be sure to follow us on social media for more stories from Taiwan and around the world.